Hello everyone, how's it going? Hope everyone had a good trading week. Hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. Some nice football games on this weekend. Leicester, Arsenal, United's playing Tottenham. We've got Brighton at home, which will be a tough game. But anyway, enough of the football talk. So basically, I've just decided to start this YouTube channel. I'm actually on Instagram, Telegram, and Twitter as well. But in all honesty, I just thought I'd start this to bring back simplicity to trading. I just think there's just so much content out there now that it can all just get a bit too much, right? And I believe anyway that keeping trading simple and systematic is key in becoming consistently profitable. So that's my aim. This is my first video for YouTube. So, if there are any mistakes, I apologize in advance. I'm still figuring out, the editing stuff and, all of that. So with regards to YouTube, I'll basically do breakdowns going into the week. Now, these breakdowns, they are going to change, end of Monday going into Tuesday. But I just feel like it's very important to have a clear picture going into the week of what you're looking for, what you're expecting, and adapt as the market moves. And during the week, I'll provide some sort of educational content, maybe cover certain topics, do trade breakdowns, etc. So with the breakdowns, I'm only going to be doing GU, EU, AU, and NU. And if there are any other pairs that you guys want me to do, just let me know in the comments and I will do them. Or just send me a message on any social media platform that I'm on, right? So without further ado, let's get started. So with GU, if I just jump up to the weekly, we can see that a few weeks back we had this major break structure. Okay, we had this major break structure to the downside. Okay, now this might just be a liquidity grab. Okay, might be a genuine break, but for me, we have closed below. So you have to take what the market shows you, right? So I'm counting this as a major break. Then we basically retraced into this wick POI, okay? This weekly wick POI. Now, we haven't mitigated the 50% of it, but that's all right, okay? We've mitigated it still, okay? Now, jumping down to the daily, it's a slightly different picture, okay? Slightly different picture, okay? So what we've got here on the daily, we've got a shift, we've got our break structure, okay? And then we've got a major break structure here into the weekly wick that I was just talking about. Okay, so the daily, in my opinion, has flipped bullish. Okay, so therefore I will be keeping an eye on price as it approaches this level and the extreme. Okay, I'm more focused on this level because this is the candle, this is the demand that broke the major structure. Okay, so I'll be looking to frame buys from this point. Okay, now we got to also bear in mind we are reacting from a weekly wick, okay, which did break structure. So the higher the time frame, the higher the weight. Okay, but it's good to understand what exactly is going on. So the weekly is painting a different picture from the daily here. Okay, now if I jump down to the time frames we are more likely to be traded on, we have basically on the 4 hour we've shifted bearish. Okay, so we basically broke structure, came back, mitigated that candle, then we broke structure again. Okay, so we've got major structure break. Okay, now this looks clearer here on the 3 hour. Okay, so we've got this 3 hour supply, at which point I'm simply just expecting price to correct into this level, look for my lower time frame confirmation, and sell into these buy zones. Okay, now we are reacting from a 4 hour demand zone. Okay, so if I do get lower time frame confirmation, I'll definitely buy to then sell to then look for buys from here. Okay, so that's GU. Moving on to EU, pretty similar from a weekly standpoint. We have broke structure. Okay, we broke amazing structure. there is reason for price to come lower, okay, into this demand, weekly demand, with, you know, imbalance sitting right above. Okay, so there's a lot of cause for price to come lower. Okay, now jumping down to the daily. Okay, we basically, bear in mind it was end of month floors, etc. So we, you know, we did have these sell-offs on GU and NU today. So we reacted basically from this daily, exactly where we reacted from was this 8-hour POI right here. Okay, this 8-hour POI. Okay, we basically created a new low here, and we correctively made our way up, you know, creating nice liquidity here. Takes out, price literally takes out all these people that were selling here, early sellers, right into the 8-hour POI, and we sold off. Okay, now because of this momentum, I will be, you know, curious to see how we react from here. Okay, if we hold this demand or not, because jumping back up to the daily, what we have to understand is this daily structure did cause one break structure. Okay, so there was intention for price to continue higher. Now, this to me is not a confirmed change in order flow. Okay, I need another break, which would confirm that the daily is bullish. Okay, but there's nothing saying that this can't hold. You know, this demand can easily hold, and then we can see new highs. Okay, but what I'm favoring price to be doing is, you know, maybe get some sort of retracement into this breaker to then continue lower. Okay, and we can then obviously at that point start to frame sells from these mitigation areas. Okay, so obviously we need to wait and see how price reacts from this daily demand zone. Okay, if we hold it or not, but due to the sheer momentum of this move down, I would, you know, expect some sort of reaction from this breaker. Okay, I wouldn't expect a full retracement into these zones up here. Okay, so that's sort of what I'm seeing on EU. Now, AU and NU literally paint a different picture. Okay, so let me start with the daily. Okay, what we had here is, you know, low, high, low. Then we had our first breaker structure. Okay, then we correctively came down. We didn't mitigate the extreme. We actually went off like a 4-hour order block. Okay, which ended up with our second break structure. Okay, now we're simply reacting from a weekly, from our daily wick POI. Okay, again, we've nearly mitigated the 50%, but we haven't quite got there yet. This last week was literally prices consolidating, literally. Okay, so what I'm expecting price to do now, price can literally come back down here to mitigate this extreme to then, you know, go up. But in this game, you have to think probable versus possible. And me, what I'm thinking is what I'm favoring is price to make its way down into these 8-hour zones, or perhaps this, okay, to then continue up. Okay, and you might ask why I didn't pick this zone here. Good question. Simple answer is it's not in discount. Okay, so when you're buying, you want to be buying in discount. When you're selling, you want to be selling in premium. So if I take the 50% of the full move up, okay, we can see that this is not in discount. Okay, so that's literally why I'm not picking that. Now, you can definitely get moves, you know, scalping moves from these regions, but I wouldn't expect price to then break, you know, create new highs, taking buys from here. Okay, so I'm happy waiting for price to come back down to these regions here before looking to frame buys. Okay, now what we're seeing here on the lower time frames is there's a bit more clearer on the 15-minute. So on the 15-minute, we've basically had a break of structure and a major break of structure, just about. Okay, and we do have this, you know, sort of corrective price action going on here, right? And if this does happen Monday, then obviously I'll definitely look to confirm a trade. I wouldn't just place a limit, but we do have this with POI. okay, and right above it we've got this week POI as well, okay. So if we do keep correctively coming up to these levels, and get like a 1 minute, 2 minute confirmation, then I'll definitely look to sell it, okay. Now the safer way to be trading this, in my opinion, is wait for the 1 hour, because price isn't exactly the cleanest at the moment, okay. Because we could definitely, we have created these sort of equal highs here as well, okay. So we could go up one, we could go higher, mitigate the 50% off the wick before then continuing down, okay. Because all price has been doing in this consolidation is create liquidity, take people out, create liquidity, take people out, okay. These double top sellers, trend line sellers, trend line buyers, the price is literally just been creating liquidity and taking them out, okay. So we could go up one. So the better way to kind of look at it is if the 1 hour swing breaks, then we've got more intention for price to go down, okay. So if the 1 hour swing breaks, goes by something from in here, and we get corrective price action up, then we can look to frame our shorts down to our buy zones, okay. Now it's pretty much the exact same on NU. If I jump to the daily, we had our lower lows and lower highs, which we've got our low here, we've got a low high, we've got another low. Price then broke structure. Again, didn't mitigate the extreme. Okay, again, it's probable as possible. I don't expect price to go from here to mitigate the extreme. Okay, then we basically broke structure again, and now all we're doing is we filled this supply. Okay, we've completely filled the supply, and all we've done is literally range inside it. Okay, now if you do look higher, we do have a bit of a gap here. And valid supply zone here. So price could go higher. Okay, could go higher, especially since we've created both buy side and sell side liquidity. Now, when I jump down to the lower time frames, it'll be a bit more clearer. But what I'm expecting, from a higher time frame standpoint, is a correction down. This is an 8-hour POI, or maybe this daily POI, to then get into that next leg up. Okay, so just jump down to the 8-hour. You can see now this 8-hour POI is literally on the 50%. Okay, so if I just jump down to the 4-hour, it's clear to see. So we've created these relatively equal highs. We've created sell side liquidity as well. Let's delete these. Okay, so what I would be doing, because I wouldn't be surprised if price goes up one to mitigate this, to then break down. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Okay, now with this, I think we just need to be a bit more careful, because even though the 1 hour has broken major structure, if we do get corrective price action into this supply or this wick POI, and I get my confirmed entries from these regions, I will take the trade, because there's reason for price to go lower. There's imbalance to be filled. There's a lot of imbalance to be filled. We are in need of a correction. The sell side liquidity which needs to be taken. Okay. Now, obviously, I am aware of these equal highs, but that's not the only thing that I'm looking at when I'm trading. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm looking at in terms of the pairs I've been through. Obviously, I've got my secondary pairs here. But if you guys have any questions with regards to those analysis, just let me know. If you guys have any feedback with regards to the video, just let me know. And yeah, so that's basically it. So if you guys want another thing, if you guys want me to analyze any other pairs, just let me know that as well, and I will get that done, no problem. So guys, that's it for me today. If you guys enjoyed the content and would like more of this content, please do give this video a like and a share. And if you could also subscribe to my channel, that would be highly appreciated. So until next time, remember, it's not all about the facts. It's about how you perceive those facts. Build your own story.